Hello again, everyone. Today is day 8 of our cruise, and we just stopped in at the city of Ponta Delgada, which is on the Portuguese island of Suitcase. And this is the Norwegian getaway, just parked here at the dock. And they have this really nice port harbor area right here, and they have all these sailboats out here today. It's a little bit breezy, but except for that, it's a pretty nice June day. And I'm just going to be giving a quick tour here of the city of Ponta Delgada, and just have a few buildings marked off on my map. And the building directly across the street, that would be a Catholic church. And surprisingly, there's quite a few Catholic church buildings in this city. And this street here would appear to be the main boulevard for the city, as far as I can tell. And it is a little bit busy today. And just to give some background information on the island, Suitcase is located approximately 900 miles from the mainland of Portugal. So we are pretty far out here, and the island has approximately 140,000 people living on it, and about half of those people, or 68,000, live right here in the city of Ponta Delgada. And right in this area here, there's a lot of shops, restaurants, and hotels as well. And some of these hotels are rather expensive, such as this hotel across the street. This is the Hotel Gavada, and it's showing up online as a 4-star hotel. And one night there's approximately $291. And the building directly behind that, I believe, is a condo or apartment building that is not part of the hotel. And just right in this area here, it's kind of a mix of older buildings and maybe a little bit newer ones. Like that building next to the Hotel Gavada does look a little bit older, or maybe just not as well kept, whereas the condo building behind there looks to be a bit newer. And that is probably really the only high-rise building in this city. It's probably at least 15, maybe 20 stories tall. And then across the street, they would have a really good view of this harbor area here. And there again is the Norwegian getaway. And it looks like they have some restaurants across the street. I'll have to go check these out. That one is called Three Senditos Pizzeria. Let me see if I could just cross the street up here at one of these crosswalks. And I'm now across the street, and I wasn't really sure how often the cars will stop for you, but they eventually will. And here's this pizzeria. And don't really see a menu in there. It looks like it's more of a sit-down pizzeria restaurant. And sometimes it's just faster just to look it up online. Not really sure why that is, but anyhow, just pulling up my phone here. They do have a menu online, and it looks like a personal margarita pizza is $14. And here's this business next door, and there's quite a few businesses like this where not really boarded up, but it's just kind of closed off, and not really sure what's going on. If that's maybe because it never came back because of COVID or whatnot, but you do see some of that, just vacant storefronts here. And here's another restaurant. This one is called Salato, and a salad with 3 ingredients is 6.5 euros, so that would be about $7. And just a little bit more background on the island. It is approximately 280 square miles in size, or it's about 40 miles long and 3 miles wide. And this looks like a Hyundai car dealership in there. That's kind of unusual how they have that. Let me see if I can look in here a little bit. There's a dealership that's closed today, and here's a shoe store. So at 280 square miles, that is kind of big for an island, and it's about 40 miles long and 3 miles wide. And the island was founded in 1427, and it's been a Portuguese colony ever since. And here's another business across the street, and this is called the Neat Hotel. Let me look this up here on my trusty phone. That is showing up as a 3-star hotel, and a room there for one night is $130. So the price of the hotels go down quite a bit if you don't mind not having a ocean view. But this hotel, though it might not have the view, it does look quite a bit newer. Anyhow, continuing on, and here's a real estate office, and they actually have quite a few of these out here, and it's kind of interesting. You could get some pretty cheap places here. Like this one is 35,000 euros for that apartment. Looks like it's kind of falling down though, pretty bad shape. And there's one for 78,000, and the prices go up from there. And that's basically like the situation with the hotels. I would say the average here, from what I could tell for tonight, and we're in early June right now, it's about $200 per night, and that is a bit more than I thought it would be. And here's a nice little street here, and they even have a supermarket. Let's go check this out here. And here are some fruits, and these prices are by the kilo, and that's €1.25 for that per kilo for the oranges, and the apples are 1.9 euros per kilo. And here's some personal pizzas, 3 euros. And there's some chicken wings. A pack of those is, it's about 4.6 euros. And got some more vegetables here, some dairy. It's like 6-pack of yogurt. It's about 3 euros. Here's a 6-pack of eggs, 1.5 euros. And some frozen vegetables, 0.75 euros. Pack of French fries, 5-pound pack, about 6 euros for that. And didn't look like they had any milk back there. So they got a lot of canned stuff here. And looks like dog food. 16 euros for that big bag of dog food. And here's some canned food. There's some sardines, about €1 for the sardines. And potato chips, popcorn, €1.2. Some bottled water is pretty cheap, about 40 cents for the water. Then it goes into the wine, and there's some yogurts, about $3 for that 6-pack of yogurt. I don't see any milk in here. And this looks like this leads to a sandwich shop here. Let's see what kind of sandwiches they have. Cheese sandwich with latte is €2.2. Anyhow, continuing on. And here's a little coffee shop here. Cappuccino there is €2.5. And a lot of these buildings are really quite old, like this one here. Looks like they're doing some work on it. And it has new doors. Those look like those are doors. But hopefully those ledges will hold up. I don't really see anything holding them up from the bottom other than just they're just kind of wedged in there. But looks like they're doing some work on this, and this one looks like they're just putting some tile on the exterior of it. And then they have the ground floor just boarded up. Anyhow, continuing on, this looks like a pharmacy. It's called Wells. But overall, this is a very charming little town here for a town with 68,000 people. I was surprised with all the car traffic. I wasn't expecting so many cars. I was expecting it to be more like this, where basically more people are just walking around as opposed to driving everywhere. And I really don't see where everyone parks. It's a little bit of a mystery. Anyhow, neat old buildings, and it's also interesting too how the layout of these old cities still works. Like they have the businesses on the bottom and the apartments on the top. And here's another real estate office here. Let's see, so these prices also vary quite a bit. There's apartments ranging from 89,000 all the way up to about 400,000 or 400,000 euros. So that's about $500,000. And looks like we haven't gone too far. There's the port area right there. And this opens up into a courtyard. And here's another Catholic church. This building right in the center. That's a neat clock tower that they have up there. And the clock says it is 5 minutes past 4 o'clock. And this looks interesting over here. This guy is selling these pineapple drinks. Let me see what these are. These are pina coladas, and They're 10 euros each, and it looks like the 10 euro one is non-alcoholic, and then they have a 12 euro drink which is alcoholic. And here's this Catholic church building, and this here, let me look this up because this is such an interesting looking building. Just going off of the information on the map, it's listed as a 16th century Catholic church. So this building here is about 500 years old. And so a lot of those other apartments that I was looking at, like the ones that were kind of falling down for 38,000, they are also probably really old, but just not as well kept as this building is here. That's a very neat building, and today is Sunday. I wonder if they have church service today. Of course it is afternoon, but it looks like it's mostly closed right now. And those are some heavy-duty bars they got on that window. I'm not sure if at one time if they needed all that. And here's another little street coming up here, and this looks like a bank right on the corner here, the Millennium Bank. And that building over there, Cafe Central, but it looks closed. And here's a handicrafts and souvenirs shop. So you could buy your postcards of Sue Miel. And here's another nice little quiet street. Lots of shops, and it looks like they have a restaurant over here. This is Louvre Michaelens, and let me see, it looks like maybe it's kind of closed for maybe it just will open up for dinner. And let me check online here, see what their menu is. You can get a pan-seared barracuda for $18 with octopus rice, or you can get a dry aged steak, fried polenta, and caramelized onion for $20 there. So that's an interesting menu. And looks like they have some more shops here. This looks like a household goods shop, some towels. And across, a bee shop, and looks like that's a bee shop of London. Here they got some prices on their shoes, 30-40 euros each. Here's a bathing suit, Sayonara bathing suits. I guess it's always good weather for bathing suits here. It's pretty much a pretty mild climate, temperatures 60s and 70s throughout the summer, and it really doesn't even cool down that much here, even in the winter. Maybe 50s 60s for highs in the winter. And here's another gift shop. So still in a very touristy area here, and I'm not really sure how far I'd have to go from here to kind of see how the average person around here lives. This still seems, with all these gift shops, this is all for tourists. And this looks kind of interesting here. That also looks like a very old building, and it looks like they're doing construction on this. And not sure if they're gonna just rebuild what's there. Let me see. Can't really tell with all the fencing, but then this one across the street looks interesting. That one's even got some plants growing up on the roof. Let me see if I get a look at that. Looks like they got some scaffolding set up there on the side of that building, and looks like they tore down whatever was there. But that's a interesting roof, the building across the street. It's got some plants growing up on it, and then the one next to it looks like it's kind of tarped off. And that kind of answers my question if these roofs leak. And my guess is this one probably does, but that is just a guess. And maybe I'll just walk back down this street here. It's a lot easier to go sideways than up these streets, just a lot less exercise. And this is a Fruitara store, and of course all these stores are closed because it's Sunday today, but it looks like basically just apples and oranges, and basically just what they have in the display. Some pineapples. Here's a women's dress clothing store. Oh, here's a Remax. They just got all of these real estate offices pretty much everywhere around here. And let's see what they have for sale. These are some pretty expensive homes here. This one, 1.2 million euros. And there's another million plus euro house. So certainly some expensive real estate here. And that's a very colorful building. It's called Artisanto. And let's see if I could cross the street and check this out. I'm not sure if that's just a flower shop. Looks to be mostly just souvenirs. Plates and dishes and stuff like that. And here's another clothing store. And then this building here, this looks like another church, but it's not showing up on my map. And that looks like a very old building. And up there on the top it says it looks like 15 something. At least that looks like a 15. So that one might have been built in the 1500s, and it doesn't look like it's in use today. And here's another swim shop, followed by more clothing stores across the street. Lanador Clothing. Even these side streets can get rather busy. And that looks to be just a women's clothing store. And you can still see the port area from this alley here, so we didn't go too far yet. Here's an Indian restaurant, but it does look closed today. And this business across the street looks interesting. It's called Portugal Nice Things. and as best I can tell, looks like a women's clothing store. And there's a pharmacy. And this could be a supermarket, or looks like they have some wines and cat food. I guess it's more. And then I also have some frying pans. I guess that'd be more of a general store. And here's another one that's just kind of closed and not really boarded up, but they just got the coverings on the windows there. And I'm not sure if there's anyone living upstairs. That looks empty. Here's another real estate office. That would be, I believe, the third real estate office. So Berkshire Hathaway. And they have those pretty much everywhere. At least in the US they do. Wasn't expecting to see so many Coldwell Bankers and Berkshire Hathaways here. And this looks like a little bit newer of a building. And this is showing up as a courthouse. And of course, there's some graffiti there right by the courthouse. And anyhow, this looks like a good place to end the tour. And even in Portugal, the courthouses get damaged. Looks like they have at least one busted out window there. And this would be the main entrance to the building with, looks like they have some Greek artwork there. And we are now leaving. There is the view of Ponta Delgada in the background, and we are off to our next island.